What's your favorite? What was your favorite musical growing up? You better say Grease, eh?
Right? No,
Paulie here on the Latino Slant. It's our spotlight. We just love spotlighting Latinos in Hollywood and young Latinos. The new generation. I just think it's so fantastic. You can check out that playlist. We're here with Alexis Sides. Did I say it right?
yeah, that's correct. That's perfect, Paulie. Thanks for having me, man.
Do you go by Alex? Or you have a little nickname,
Not
algo?
really, not really. It's funny. Back in high school, they used to call me carretilla, like a little
Carretilla?
card, like a card, like one of those um uh the bit. How do you call them? The construction workers where they carry the whole cement and
Oh,
everything.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I used to, they used to see me and they used to tell that they used to say that I run like I had one of those carrying with me. So they would call me carretilla back then, but nah. Right now, I don't have a nickname. Alexis, Alex, whatever. It's more comfortable for y'all. It's
Was
perfect.
that your family that named you that, or was it
No,
your friends?
it was back in high school. You know how Mexico is with all the apodos, the nicknames, and all the slangs and everything. Yeah.
Listen, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you land this role of Pedro, aka Potato?
Um, I mean, like every other audition, I got it from my agent. I got the breakdown, and at first, I mean, I have theater experience and everything, but that doesn't mean that I did take singing or dancing classes or lessons, right? Back in Cabo San Lucas, which is where I grew up. It's
Mhm.
such a small town, right? And even more back in 2006 or 2007, Cabo San Lucas was still in development, right? And all the arts were not as big as they are right now, right?
Mhm.
And even now they're not as big, right? So imagine back then, um, the biggest thing that I could get was a school, was a, not even like it was a studio, like an acting studio where uh, they would organize one musical per summer and everything,
Mhm.
and and you would the parents would take their kids over there, and that's what I used to do. That's the maximum thing that I used to do. And when I got the audition and I saw that I was singing and dancing and only, I was like, whoa, this. I mean, I know the talent that is in Vancouver, and I'm not saying that I'm bad or anything, but I just know the competition and that I was going against with,
Wow.
and I was like, let's do it. I got the audition in October, and I actually got my first audition for Richie, the leader of the T-Birds, and in my callback, I got Potato, and I was like, okay, cool, nice, let's do it. And I did it. I remember a friend helped me out. It was like 2 hours, something like that I did the audition,
Mhm.
and I sang. They asked me to sing a song also, and I sang all these things that I've done by the Killers, and
Oh, cool.
yeah. I mean, I tried. I mean, it
Hey.
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And then I got the call back and everything, and I remember that the network audition was like the network callback was on December 2nd, which is my birthday, which was a really nice present. And I didn't hear back till January 7th, January 8th, when my agent called me in the morning, and she was like, "We got the part." And I'm like, "Wow!" It took me a while to land it in. To in the moment I was more shocked than
Right,
everything.
right.
I think it hit me like a day or 2 days later. I was definitely like, yeah, bawling out.
I mean, imagine you waiting almost over a month after the network callback. I mean, the town takes its holiday breaks. They love taking those long breaks.
Hey, no, definitely, and I get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
get why it was such a tough choice. It's a big show, and the cast in it, they had to make sure that it was like a cast that would surely get together. That would get along. You know what I mean?
We should
And
say you're a T-bird. right? This is like the potato. Then it's four of you guys, I believe, and all very likable, all very different. Tell me, how did you feel about the fact that the T-Birds, for the most part, are Latinos?
I was happy. I mean, that's hey, isn't that the original greasers? Weren't the original greasers Latinos and Mexicans? Like that's what I'm talking about. Like I've seen a lot of comments on the internet that the why are the T-Birds Latinos now? And I'm like, man, like the original greasers were Latinos. Like, what are you talking about? Like they weren't Italian like they portray on or New Yorkers like they portray on Grease One. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's originally Latinos, and I was really happy and excited to be able to portray Potato because he's Mexican, right? And I'm Mexican, and the three of them were born in the U.S. and I'm the only Mexican, right? So for me,
Right.
being
So you're saying
Mexican
character-wise, Potato is from Mexico. I don't think that was established yet, or did I miss it in the
actors,
first?
actors, sorry, like the four T-Birds are Latinos. That's what I
Gotcha,
mean.
gotcha. I'm sorry.
But
Okay. Well,
but
I think you said something. You said a lot of interesting things. It's really cool. I think one thing to try to emulate Danny Zuko or Kaneki prior. Let's have. Well, who else was going to school at that time in California at Rydell? It makes sense that it's raza and that it's with their cars and their jackets and todo.
exactly.
I love it. I love it. I'm a big fan of kind of that Southwest Pachuco history, as far as the zoot suits and the cars. This is the time of rock and roll. So I I I I'm open to that new interpretation, Alex. You know what I'm saying?
uh, uh,
Hmm.
there's so much diversity, and I was so
There's
happy to be part of
there's
it.
there is a lot, but your character, it isn't just about being Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Being a Latino. Uh, y- Potato, talk to me about Potato. I found him obviously adorable, very very cute, very sweet. And then hanging out with his buddy with Nancy. But tell us, what's your take on Potato?
Well, he's a very funny and lovable guy. Like he's been through a lot, definitely in terms of his family, right? And in terms of the love he's received from his family, right? And
Let's
and
go back to you in Mexico. You, like you said, you've done musical theater. You're in Lost Boys, the Peter Pan Lost Boys. What was your favorite musical growing up? You better say Grease, eh?
right? No,
Grease.
I grew up with a lot of back in the studio where I used to do theater.
Hmm.
We used to do a lot of mm, adaptations, not only from the U.S. but also from Spain.
Okay.
Spain, there's a lot of strong theater. So we have this one called Hoy no me puedo levantar, which translated in English is Today I Can't Wake Up, or I Can't Wake Up Today.
Ooh, okay.
And it's with songs from Mecano. I don't know if you know Mecano.
Yes, yes. Aren't they like a pop rock band
Yes,
back in the day,
yeah,
like
back in the day,
80s
90s,
or 90s?
80s, something like that. Yeah. The writer of the song, Ignacio Cano, Nacho Cano, which is that's why Mecano,
Oh, he was
Um,
a part of it.
yeah, Ignacio Cano. You know Ignacio Cano?
No, no, but you're saying. I mean, I know what you're saying, but
Oh
like
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
a part of the musical adaptation.
Exactly. Like they
Wow,
just grabbed songs that he already had written,
gotcha.
that he already released by himself, and they made a musical about his life. And I think it's pretty powerful. It's a very powerful play, and I think that would be one of my favorites for
That
sure.
was one of your favorites.
Because I think I'm biased a little bit because that's one of the plays that I did also.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. That's great. No, that's great. What about like a West Side Story or even a Grease? Were you
I'm gonna
familiar
say
with those at
Grease.
all, or was it later?
No, I haven't seen the Broadway show. I haven't seen it. I've seen only the movies. It's the ones that I've
Hmm.
seen.
Yeah. Well, with Grease, the Broadway production, I know it was a lot raunchier than the movie. Just as far as like that raunchy 50s which is cool. I see that you guys had to tame that down for
And since the beginning, they told us that Grease, the original movie, was gonna be our point of reference, and we could also go see Grease 2, which is not as much as our point of reference, but in terms of the energy that they give. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not saying that they don't have a lot of energy, but in terms of you know what I mean.
the
Uh,
vibe. Yeah,
just Grease 1 is what we were going for,
right.
and 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 I think I don't know. I think we did a great job.
And you supporting that as Potato.
Yeah.
It was a nice touch, my man.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, everything is gonna keep unfolding while the episodes go on. I feel
Hmm.
that the first 4 episodes was more like setting the foundations for the Pink Ladies,
Hmm.
and
Sure.
everything that comes after episode 5 is just story after story, man. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be an incredible story for sure.